All right, everybody. Just thought I'd do a quick video here to update you on the current status of the house. As you can see, I've got the framing. I'm currently working on the framing for the new room. Used to be that tiny little mini room here that we added about 3 feet, a little bit under 3 feet. Extended it out since we had to do repairs anyways. The floor was all busted and leaking, and the walls were all rotted. And this whole section here had that ripped up wall, and the floor here was all rotted. So I went ahead and redid the whole thing. Want to talk about the framing and what I did for those of you who might be doing a similar project. I went with 2x2s to do the framing because this isn't structural. This is it's not really holding anything up. It's cosmetic. So how well things fit isn't as critical as if you were doing structural, because that would be holding up the roof and everything else. All this is holding up is an interior wall. So I went with like the Tim Burton construction design. If any of you have seen my construction projects in the past, you know kind of how it went. It was just sort of like, we have a general idea of what we're going to do, and we're just going to do it on the fly, kind of measure as we go, not really have a formulated plan or anything, but just sort of do it. So what I did to get this room the way it is I raised up the floor a little bit to match the repairs that they had done before. Because this room, I guess, had a really extensive leak, and they put a new floor down. So after I patched all the holes that still existed and sealed up the leaks, I had to raise the floor up on the extension. So there was like a 3-foot section here. So that gave me, an even surface. Then what I did to do the framing was I took the 2x2s, and first thing I did was I laid it out here. I laid this bottom piece across. Then I laid the second piece here to make a connection. I didn't even measure to see if it was square or anything, because Tim Burton doesn't do that either. So we're going with a Tim Burton architecture. So you can see things don't even fit. Like there's like a little gap here because I mismeasured. In normal design, you measure twice, cut once. In Tim Burton design, you cut and then measure and see it doesn't fit. So that's what we did. And I did the bottom part and, had that initially. Then what I did was I did the wall unit here, the wall side here. And then to make sure that a panel would fit completely across, I measured the width of that panel. I think it's like 48 inches wide, which is like 4 feet. And I measured out from here, from the wall, to 48, which is about right over here, halfway down here. And I drew a halfway line to mark where the 48 inches was. And I knew I wanted a beam here. 48 is right here at the halfway point. And I wanted this beam right here so that when I put the panel down, it'll have something to nail onto. So, the panel will come up right up to this edge right here and go that way. So I can nail it right here. And then the other side is just going to be less than 48. But we wanted to make sure that we had at least 48 on this one whole panel here. And so that's what I did. And then trying to figure out how many beams to make go across and stuff, I decided, well, even though this is an interior wall, which you don't really need to insulate, but I do have leftover insulation. And I thought I would go ahead and insulate. So the insulation is about 15 inches wide. So I decided to go ahead and see how many 15 inches would fit in here. And roughly I have like three 15-inch slots that I can do. So by making it 15 inches, I'll be able to put the insulation, up and down here. And the reason for insulating this room is because it's connected right to the living room. And the living room, may have TV and people in it and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that we try to at least keep some of the noise down for the bedroom right next to the living room. So this room will be insulated on the inside as well as the outside, outside walls. So it'd probably be one of the quietest rooms in the house Although, being so thin, it's only like 2 inches. It's not going to be that soundproof, but it will help. And then, as far as making sure everything was like, 90 degrees and everything else, I tried to do the best I could without using any real tools other than just measuring tape and a marker to mark the location. So what I did was once I measured this width across, I determined that I didn't know if I wanted to go half or thirds. And then I decided, well, to make it fit the insulation, I can go to the thirds and do 15 inch, 15 inch, 15 inch roughly. And that will allow me to just put the insulation down. So once I did that, I split it into thirds. And then I measured the center for the third. And I put the beam down in the center for each of them. And you're like, well, why did he put little lines here on the outer edge? I drew the little lines there so I knew that it wasn't moving. And then I brought it straight up. And I didn't know, if it was going to be, you can see some of it's busted because I cut a little too big, but I forced it in. And it's not the best, it's not the best cutting job, the best measuring job, but it should be good enough. And what I did to make sure that it was kind of as straight as possible, I then measured like from here to here. And then I came up and I measured from there to there and made sure it was the same and drew the line so that when I was screwing it in, I would have it kind of straight. And I did that for this beam, then I did it pretty much for all the beams. And then for the cross beams going across, I just measured the width and then cut the size and just started screwing them in. You can see I put some lines there to help. And you can see how bad the cut was because I used a jigsaw instead of a circular saw because I didn't feel like hooking up the circular saw. Jigsaw is just really fast. So I did that. I'm going to be putting beams across there too. And then what I will probably do, an ant in here already. I'm probably going to end up like using a marker and drawing a little line to show me where the cross beams are. And the reason that's important is when you put the panel down, across the frame, I need to know where I can staple or nail in with the nail gun. So that way it'll attach to the wall. This wall is not super strong, but it's pretty, it's stronger than what was here before because what was here before was a 1x2. So we'll be doing that. I'm hoping with any luck that I'll have some of the wall up today. So I got to finish the framing here. I got to get I only have 3 panels left, which means I'm short. I need to get more of these panels. So I got 3 left here. That's not enough to do everything, but it's enough, I think, to do the inside of this place. So I'm going to do 1 panel here, 1 panel here, and 1 panel here. That will allow me to close off this room so it can be, painted and everything and fix any little additional holes and then start painting it and getting the second room done. Now this side will still be exposed until I can get more panels, but I will put the insulation here once I get that done. As far as the electrical, I think I'm just going to leave that wire exposed, but I'm going to try to get some kind of thing to cap it off and run it down here. I might have to cut little notches into the beams as I bring it down. So we'll have an outlet on this side and an outlet on the other side, just like they did previously. But because we're not going to rip that whole roof panel off to move the line. I don't know if you can see the roof is not even. It's kind of tilted. I think they designed it like that. So it's going to be kind of weird doing these panels and trim and stuff like that. You can really see it here. It's like a slope. So that's where we're at right now. Just wanted to keep you guys updated. Want to let you know I appreciate all the comments you guys are making, all the view time the videos are getting because it's helping the channel grow. If you take a moment to leave comments and stuff, it helps the video grow. And I do appreciate the tips and suggestions. They are coming to me a little bit late because I am, you guys are watching videos after they've happened. But I do read what you guys say and then try to incorporate it into the future sections. Now, I know you wanted to see me do the work and stuff. A lot of people saying it wouldn't, it would be entertaining to watch me work. The problem is, and I have to set up the camera and all this other stuff, and I'm trying to get this done. This project was slated to get done in 3 or 4 months, and we're already behind. And it was because of the theft. They stole all my stuff as well as the money that was taken by that neighbor. So at this point right now, I'm just trying to get it done. And that means working, working, working. And I thought I would just post videos to show you guys the status for those of you who are interested. These videos that I'm posting aren't really making that much money off YouTube. You know, they don't get enough views. I think I might make maybe $2 to $5, maybe $10 per video or less. So it's not really, money-making venture here. It's more of a share with my friends what's currently going on. So I appreciate all your comments. Appreciate all you that are giving suggestions. There are a lot of good suggestions that I'm taking as I can, as they're applicable to what I'm currently doing. Those of you who are doing future projects like this, hopefully you're getting some ideas and seeing what can be done on the cheap. As far as renovations for this whole house, I'm thinking we're probably spending less than $3,000 if you don't account for the money that was stolen by that neighbor, So about $3,000 after buying the house to fix it all up and make it look nice. Because I'm using cheap materials as well as, like getting it from Facebook, Marketplace, or Craigslist, people throwing things away, just basically cutting, not buying it brand new, saving a lot of money. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, ideally, you'd have a place where you could store things while you're working, but it's kind of not happening that way because you can see it's a mess and you need to have space to work. So I haven't been acquiring things until I get the rooms sort of done. Then I've been acquiring it and putting it in there. And so far, we've been getting mostly what we needed as we needed it. So I didn't collect a whole bunch of stuff to put in. I was building it, like I built the bathroom and then got the vanity in the cabinet and stuff after I built the bathroom out. And that way the house wasn't just cluttered with crap. Although we collected a couple items, because they might be hard to get. So that's what's going on. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your kind words. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.